Good morning. Oh, that's better. That is better. Hey. Oh, you know what's going to be even better is when I do this so I can so the font gets larger. Anybody? Anybody have to kind of pump the volume on the font size, the typeface size, whatever. All right, today is not Friday, November 8th. No. It is Saturday, November 9th. So good morning, everybody. Everybody. I just came back from a walk. It is brisk outside. Fiery Angel, nice to see you. Thank you for liking my live. I love it. User 8274, and good morning to see you. And German Maid as well. You know what? Let me see if I can do this. I'm trying to experiment with getting this where I'm not always like looking way down there. There we go. There we go. So, hey, good morning, everybody. Some of you didn't know I was going to do a TikTok live this morning. But the people on my mailing list did, and I didn't know I was going to do one until I took a look at my calendar. I don't often do TikTok lives on the weekend because, much like you probably have a different schedule in your life between the Monday through Fridays and the Saturdays and Sundays. But I looked at my calendar out a few, and we're going to be busy. And also, frankly, Kate Kager, nice to see you. I hope you're feeling better. I do. Dana Reynolds, nice to see you. This has been a week. I think back to just a week ago, I was out in Colorado visiting my nephew who is in college there. The clocks hadn't changed. The political climate, in my opinion, was hopeful for decency and love and kindness. And I had already voted for Kamala Harris. So just to be really clear, I realize in these times, I will share this with you. I always joke, it's like, look at me. I don't wear makeup. I've got glasses on and I've got short brown hair. I talk with a Boston accent. You would think that people would know what color I would vote for, but I just want to put that out there. I'm not going to treat anybody like a jerk unless you treat me like a jerk. But what I just want to be really clear about, I'm on the side of love and kindness and compassion, Good morning, Judy. That one persona. Good to see you all. I have my Giganto teacup here. Every little bit helps, okay? You know what's so goofy? I'm such a goof. Does it say it on that side too? No. That says live your life for like a road trip. I didn't even read this on my mug. Now trust me, I'm not going to try to sell you mugs. But I'm just sharing you that this is a mantra that totally helps me through the easy times, through the tough times, through all the times. Now, every little bit helps when you're decluttering. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Michelle. Again, this is kind of the romper room portion of the show. And if you and I haven't met, this is only a few minutes in, but I always like to introduce myself. My name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach. And here on TikTok and on YouTube and the internet, Destination Decluttered. Destination Decluttered, because I love to travel, and when I think of life and decluttering and pretty much anything as a road trip from here to there, it takes the drama out. It makes it easier for my brain to then come up with solutions to the things that previously got me stuck. And so I just love to show up on TikTok and share that. I do TikTok lives. I do recorded TikTok videos. Free mailing list, and I do one-on-one paid coaching with clients all over the country. Excuse me, Annie, good morning, and Lily. Now, here's the fun thing. So, as you can probably tell by, as Paul Westerberg would say, count the rings around my eyes, I am a Gen Xer. And so I speak a lot in pop culture and also music. That's just the way I do it. Mosey, good morning to you as well. So earlier, it was funny, I just want to share this kind of insight I had. Just moments ago, I said, oh, this is just like the romper room thing where Miss Jean would always say people's names. I don't think she ever said mine. But the other thing I was thinking of is I have recently been attributing the quote of when things are tough and you are scared to find the helpers. And thank you, folks, for the roses. Thank you very much. Good morning, Erin. Raising my mug to you. This is the extra big one that I got by mistake. I have this week been mistakenly attributing the quote of "Find the helpers" to Mr. Rogers. And yes, he did say it. Trust me, no harm on Mr. R. I'm a fan of wearing a cardigan-esque type thing and changing my shoes when I get in and helping people. So he and I are on the same page. But what I realized was he was actually quoting his mother. So Mr. Rogers' mom said to little Mr. Rogers, Lil Fred Rogers, look for the helpers. So even in these tough times, I will share with you, we are all in this. I look for the helpers for me. I show up as a helper for you, hopefully. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help. I'm not here to hurt. But if you start hurting, I will kick your ass. Because that's just how I'm wired, okay? So that all said, I was talking about every little bit helps. Now, what do I mean by that? So a lot of what I do with decluttering applies to other areas of life. That's what makes it so meaningful and entertaining for me and powerful is if you're overwhelmed with your clutter, it's like being overwhelmed with all that's going on in the world and everything and all the things and looking at it from a very kind of wide lens perspective, a 28 millimeter lens, so you have a lot to look at. Looking at the big picture can overwhelm you globally, clutter-wise. And when you start to feel overwhelmed, like it's too much, your human brain and nervous system and body goes into fight or flight, and now I guess we've added freeze to it. So just notice, okay? Just notice. This is my thing. Maybe I'll make another mug. Probably not, because I don't need any more mugs, because I have just the right amount of mugs. And I'm a decluttering life coach, so why would I make myself more mugs? Just notice that when you feel overwhelmed, when you're not feeling good, it is much more difficult to do stuff. And on the flip side, I always like to talk about the flip side too. On the flip side, if you're feeling better, if you're not feeling overwhelmed, if you're not fighting or flighting or freezing, if you're doing the opposite, which I guess would be loving or staying and moving, if you're doing the opposite, it feels easier to do things. And sometimes it feels easier to do things that previously felt difficult. So I share this with you because just everybody asks me, where do I start with my decluttering? Now, maybe at some point in the last year and a half, I might have said, start with your destination. And look at me, I'm already pointing to something that's not even on the wall because I'm not in my office, I'm in my living room, our living room. I realize so much it has to do with what's going on from the skin within. How you're thinking, how you're feeling, how you're moving your body. Everything else out there is just encouraging or discouraging you to do something. You know? Yeah, okay, Amanda, I'm fighting with this today. Don't fight with it. Don't fight with it. Feel the feelings. Feel the feelings of frustration, of anger, of fight, whatever fight is for you. I am cluttered, but I want it all gone today. I need encouragement. I will give you encouragement, and you know what? Here. Every little bit helps. Now, I say this because, if you want it all done today, sure, get a dumpster, rent a dumpster, pull it up to your front door, and just start pitching stuff. What you'll realize soon enough is that it is not an all or nothing. Now, again, I like to just try to make things as clear and as easy to understand as possible because it helps me understand it. I don't like to use fancy words when simple words will suffice. I'm very mindful and demure in that way, okay? What I want you to notice is how are you feeling on the inside and how you're thinking. I want it all gone. I'm fighting. You know, that is an approach. It may help you do things, but what I like to do is get curious about it and also realize it isn't going to get all done today. It could seriously. Like Amanda, I don't know how many friends you have. You can call people over. You can hire people. Like you could have somebody. You could pay. You could write a check and somebody could empty your house into a dumpster right now. Right. Now I love this. See, even Amanda, the next comment down, when I go through these feelings and get rid of stuff, I feel so much better afterwards. Yes. So go through your feelings and go through your stuff. It will make you feel better afterwards. Okay? Now, Amanda is asking, because she's here, we're just chatting here, why do I go back to accumulating more? Now, only you can prevent forest fires, and only you can answer that for yourself. So I have some suppositions, I have some thoughts, I have some ideas of what it might be, but it doesn't matter what I think. What matters is what you think. Now, I can speak from my perspective. I used to go out in the world and acquire items. I am surrounded by them here. You guys can't see it, but I've got over 100. I feel like I'm like, ta-da! I've got like 50 plus snow domes over here and 50 plus snow domes over here because I started collecting them in the late 80s. Now, I did this for a few reasons. One was for fun. One was for entertainment. You know, ooh, look what I found. Oh, look, I've started a collection. I also grew up in a family of collectors, so that's one of the things I saw people do on a Saturday. On a Saturday, you'd drive out to Brimfield, or you'd go to an auction, or you'd go to a postcard show, or you would go to the thrift store. You'd go to a, what do you call it? A garage sale, right? So notice, I don't think I realize I'm doing it. Yeah, so Amanda, you may be on autopilot. You may be on autopilot. And K Major, yeah, it could have been flea market. Yep, flea market, same things. You know, notice what happens when you're on autopilot, and notice what happens when you actually get off of autopilot and start steering again. You have more control. I will confess that one of the reasons I brought things into my life, I went shopping, was for that short-term dopamine hit, but also to distract me from the bigger things in my life of I didn't know what I wanted to do as a job. I was afraid I wasn't making a lot of money. I tend to withdraw when I get a little bit not feeling good, as any, animal would. When you're not feeling good, you want to hide in your little, your little nest. So I will go out to feel a sense of connection, even with the physical animals next to me called human beings. I would shop and buy things to fill a hole in my heart, to fill a space in my life. And I didn't know how to fill it, so I thought, well, maybe if I go. I mean, everybody says retail therapy, charge it, this thing will make you feel better. So I bought into that. And for a while it did, and some things definitely helped, but not all of it. Okay? So just notice it. Yes, that immediate gratification, Amanda Hamlet. Now, Amanda, you and I don't know each other, but I will share this with you from who I coach with and who I've grown up with, and the people who show up on my Destination Decluttered TikToks here, is ADHD brains of who I am very familiar with. I think I have that as a recessive gene, but it's still there. That dopamine hit of immediate gratification. Look, I got the little tiny bag from Target, or no, like I was thinking, Trader Joe's. Oh, I went and I was the first in line, and so I got that limited edition thing, like that charge up, and that, ooh, look what I got. Look at me, I can show off now. I got the thing. That is a fun feeling. It's like the sugar rush of eating candy, but it doesn't last. It's like a drug addiction. You get addicted to it, but then you crash and then you go craving more. Shopping can be an addiction, and it's an addiction to a feeling that makes you feel better from where you're starting. Yeah. So I share this with you, and I share this with everybody, to know that there's a lot more going on underneath the hood of your car than just, I need to get rid of all of the stuff that I don't like. Because there are stories that are associated with every single thing you look at in your home has a story it can tell you. Now, you are the only one who knows these stories. I don't know the stories behind your stuff. Yeah, okay, Mindy Clarkson says, me too. So you're not alone. You guys, we're not alone in this. We are all here together trying to get through this thing called life. And if the elevator tries to break you down, you know what you're going to do? Go crazy. No, I just saw a Prince thing on Thursday night with some friends. Yeah. Okay, Amanda, why can't I change it? You can. You can change it. You just haven't changed it yet. Notice how you're talking to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. People, this is a no beat yourself up zone. This is a no judgment zone. This is a connecting up with people. And I just got a jump from people. I don't know why they're seeing me, but hey. But I am Beth. I'm a Destination Decluttered. I'm a decluttering life coach. You can change it. You just haven't learned how to do it yet. Can you imagine sitting in the driver's seat of your car and you're sitting there and you're 12 years old and you've never driven before and you're getting mad at yourself for not knowing how to do it? Why can't I drive this car? And let's even make it worse. Let's make it a standard shift car. Okay? You know, encourage more people to share. Hey, more people to share. And yeah, you know what? And here, just so everybody knows, anybody coming on with a comment that I don't like, because this is my platform, this is me, I'm going to block you. So just know that. I'm not going to make a big deal of it, but I am giving a kind of heads up. Okay? So there we go. Yeah, Wendy, I work hard to not beat myself up. I am a work in progress. Yes, all of us are. And so, Wendy, I love that you're working on yourself. So, you know, what I want to offer is, Amanda, you can change it. You can. You just currently don't know how to do it yet, but you can. I come to show you how to do it. And one of the big things is realizing what goes on in your head affects what goes on in your heart. Now, what goes on in your head is a lot of words. Words, just, alphabets. And what you say can either make you feel encouraged or discouraged. So here, Amanda, have some courage. I'm encouraging you. Here, you have some courage. I know you can do this. Because there are many things that are a hell of a lot more difficult to do in this life. I can't do them. I'm not I almost said a brain scientist. Well, I'm not a brain scientist either, but I'm not a brain surgeon. I can't figure skate really well. There's so many things, but what I will tell you is the stuff that is getting you stuck right now is just a bunch of stuff that came into your house some way. And if it came into your house some way, it can also leave some way. So you can do this. Everybody, you can do this. Okay. It's so funny. There was a big surge of people, and now it's just back to the rest of us. Okay. But self-talk, talking to yourself, the stories you tell yourself, really affect, and this is how I like to think of it. If you want to write it down, write it down. Your head, your heart, and your hands. What you think, somebody is giving me gifts. Thank you very much, Kimberly. That's really nice. What you say to yourself in your head makes you feel a certain way in your heart. And Christina, thank you. Why, thank you. Thank you, all the people. What you say to yourself in your head makes you feel a certain way in your heart. And when you say that in your head and your heart, you're going to do something with your hands. You're either going to hang on to something or do nothing, or you're going to go out and do something and let go of what doesn't serve you anymore. Okay? So, Barbara says, school teaching has been so much since August. I've missed you. Thank you for still being here. I am here. I will be here. I will be here until I'm not. Much like any of us, Not everything is permanent, luckily, and unluckily. So let's embrace the time we have together, Okay, so Leslie Cookie Bar says, I have a problem not getting rid of anything. It's a horrible thing. Okay, Leslie, here's a fun thing. Here's how I like to think of this. Remember I was talking about the thoughts in your head, how they make you feel a feeling? This is where I go back to the car driver road trip metaphor. I like to think of the thoughts in my head coming from one of two places in the car. There's either a voice from the backseat driver saying, no, I can't. It talks in superlatives. It's very dramatic. It's like a little drama queen, but it's really a little kid strapped in their baby seat. So there's another voice in your car that you may not hear if you're always just listening to and hearing and believing what's going on in the back seat. I call this my co-pilot voice. Anytime I show up to coach my one-on-one clients, or I show up on TikTok or any of these things, and even in the real world, I attempt to show up in that energy of, instead of fear, love. Instead of scared, trust. Instead of discouragement, encouragement. Instead of judgment, curiosity. So, Leslie, one of the great things you can bust yourself on, everybody, use this tool. As I like to say to my clients, I say, I'm going to lovingly bust you on something and catch the words you use. So Leslie says she can't get rid of anything. Notice how declaratory and, black and white that is. I can't get rid of anything. Now, I will ask you this. Did you go to the bathroom this morning? Now, I'm going to assume you did. You got rid of something. Your body functions by getting rid of stuff it doesn't want. If you don't do that, you could poison yourself. Clutter is like the poop in your home that you don't want, but you're still clenching your butt cheeks, you know? And I say this to joke, but it's so true. You have gotten rid of something today. You've put something in the trash can. You have eaten something that was about to go bad. So you do this. Okay? Yeah. So truly treasured. If you're feeling overwhelmed, and I'm skipping around here, overwhelmed, chunk it down. Calm down your nervous system. Breathe down. I have a video. The last video I did, I believe it was right before the election, but it stands true even more so now post-election, which is calming down your nervous system so you can actually do something. Now, I've struggled this week. I'm not going to lie. I have eaten too much. I have had more alcohol than I usually do during the week. I have, not treated myself the best, but every little bit helps. Where's my little mug? What did I do today? I stopped my TikTok scrolling early enough that I then took a shower and I went on a walk. I stopped the thing that wasn't making me feel good and I started doing something else. All right. So, yes, Beth's fiber method. Fiber man does whatever the fiber can, And, okay, K major, for me it's hard to figure out a starting point. Here's the great thing. Certain processes need to be started in a certain order, but other things, you're really not going to F it up. You will not do anything different. Like it doesn't really matter where you start. That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't really matter where you start. What matters is that you do start. There's no perfect, notice, the perfectionism, the black and white. I need to find out where to start. Pick a room, any room. Pick a room. You get a card? Here, pick a room. What is that room? Oh, it's my kitchen. Okay, so K major, start in your kitchen. Okay, in your kitchen, start with this. Speaking of kitchens, I think my husband just woke up. Again, write this down because I'm probably not going to write my own book, so write your version of it for me. Remember I talked about head, heart, and hands? I like to make things easy. I want you to think of your clutter. Everything in your home falls under one of these three categories. Surface clutter, stored clutter, sentimental clutter. Surface, stored, sentimental. Pick one room in your house and start with the surface clutter. Now, what is surface clutter? A surface is any horizontal surface. It can be the floor, it can be a desk, it can be a shelf, it can be another shelf, it can be a tabletop, and then you chunk it down. Look at one thing. I'm at a desk. This is 4 feet by 2.5 feet. I look at this desk. I say, okay, I can't do the whole room at once, but I can start here with this little section. And then you know what to do with a lot of that stuff, so do it. The stuff you don't know how to do, bring it to one of my TikTok lives or get me as your coach and I can help you with it. Okay? Jennifer Burgess is saying, I'm just so overwhelmed. Where do I start? Once again, second verse, same as the first. Everybody. Every day I'm shuffling. Every day we need to start on the inside first before we go on the outside. So if you're feeling all panicky and not good, calm down the panic. If you feel like you need to pee, make your physical body feel better, both physically and energetically and spiritually, and you can do things to do that. Start in here before you go out there. Okay? So notice that. Christina Glendale, nice to see you. Yay. Deb, you're not late. You're not late. There is no late. There is no late. I start at a certain time. You show up when it's convenient for you. So I see a bunch of things. Yeah, Jessica says, I love that analogy. I've got a wicked lot of analogies. Okay. Okay, so Sisu is hitting at the deepest level right away. This cracks me up. And I don't mean to point you out, Sisu. What I want to just offer is every time people think of decluttering, not every time, that was me being many times, a wicked lot of times people start to think of clutter and they immediately go for the heart. They go for the toughest thing. It's like walking into the gym and going immediately for the 200-pound barbell. Sisu is saying, I find it impossible to dispose of my loved ones' things who have passed away, husband and son. Of course you do, hon. Of course you do. I don't even know you, and my heart is feeling a feeling. My nervous system is connecting up for you because of that feeling of loss. That is the sentimental clutter. But notice when I said earlier, don't start with the sentimental stuff. It's going to stop you. So don't start where you know you're having difficulty. Start with the easy stuff first. Get practice. If you were at the gym, you would start with the 5-pound weights, not the 50-pound weights. And then you would do that. And the more you practice with the light stuff, you then encourage yourself. Say, I can do this. This looks better. I've got sentimental stuff I don't know what to do with. It stays in a box. It doesn't stay in a box. I check it occasionally, and occasionally I can pick out 1 or 2 items. This is not about getting rid of all the things, okay? So please, people, yeah, there we go. Surface stored sentimental. Yes, and Amanda is saying surface is what I'm doing now. Listening to while I do it is helping. Good, you know what? Because surface clutter is the stuff that you can listen to somebody else while doing it. Because you don't have to listen to yourself because yourself already knows what to do with it. Now, if you find it helpful, I'll just do, not even a shameless plug, I will just give you some information that while I do these TikTok lives, many times I don't. If you want to find out when they are, sign up for my mailing list at destinationdecluttered.com. But also know that my TikTok lives are recorded and I upload them to YouTube. There's over 480 TikTok lives that you can listen to whenever you want to do some surface cluttering. Pop one of those on like a podcast. You don't need to look at the screen. If you do, you're going to notice my hair is looking kind of goofy today. So you can do this. You are not alone, and I'm here to keep you company. Okay? Yep. So user 8.2, I'm just keeping into things. I start and bounce and never complete on one space. Okay. Practice, Amanda. That is this thing. There's a number of reasons why you probably do that. There's nothing wrong with it, but just notice if you want to make a visible difference, stick to one space and work at it. There we go. Yeah, June says, hi there. I donated through a thrift yesterday. There was a load off. Still have more to declutter. Yeah, you do. But before you look at what you have, before you look at the road ahead of you, congratulate yourself on how many miles you've driven. Congratulate yourself on what you did yesterday. Feel good about it. That will give you high octane gas to continue on the journey until you have very little clutter to deal with. Treat yourself kindly. Reward yourself. Congratulate yourself. Don't beat yourself up, Rain says, I do need to write a book. You know what? The funny thing is? I know this from experience. People would buy my book. They would think that they're doing something about their clutter, but then my book would end up being part of their clutter. I have seen this. I have decluttered. I have helped people declutter their homes, and I do not, it cracks me up. The irony of me decluttering somebody's decluttering books. So this is why I show up in this modern way of transferring information. You will write down the things that are important to you, and then you're writing your book when I write the book about my life. Okay? So, here we go. I'm backing up. Lori Hanna, nice to see you. I love it. Lori says, I'm a great organizer, but you can't organize too much. Beth's coaching helped me change my thoughts. I'm so glad. Nice to see you. And Cat Mama, nice to see you there. Very cool. Yeah, good for you. Be proud of yourself. Yes. Sacre bleu. Small New York City apartment, but same problem. Where to begin? Closet, living room, shelves. Anywhere you feel like it. Pick a place. How about this? Pick a place that if you looked at it later on today after you decluttering, you'd feel better looking at it. But trust yourself. I will share this. Erin, I don't know if you're still on. Erin and I coached for a while last year in the beginning of this current year. And I remember saying to her, start in your living, she wanted to start in her bedroom. And we did for a while, but then she was like, no, you know what? I really want to do the basement. And I'm thinking, well, the basement is nothing you ever see. So I kind of lovingly was trying to guide her. But you know what I was doing is I was not honoring her desire to start in a certain place. Now, as far as starting with sentimental stuff, please do not do that. But trust that wherever you start, you're going to see a positive difference, even with 15 minutes or 10 minutes or 5 minutes of decluttering. So it doesn't matter where you start as long as you start. Start where you feel like you can do something. Start with the easy stuff. Okay? Now, Runner NP3 says, lost everything in Hurricane Helene. Quickest way to become a minimalist and declutter. Yeah. Sometimes life is going to declutter it for you, whether you want to or not. The curious thing will be how many people lost all their items in a hurricane that come back and get even more items. You know? There we go. Evie is saying, I'm starting now. My one spot in the living room with the sofa. There you go. There you go. Yeah, encourage them by the electronic version. Exactly. Niche B8 says, I have a donation pile from months ago and I still haven't managed to get them out of the house. Why not? I'm going deaf in this ear, so I'm like, I'm giving you my good ear. I want to hear it. You haven't, here's a wonderful word I want to help you use with. Niche B8. I have a donation pile. I haven't managed to get them out of my house yet. Write that one down. I haven't been able to do it yet. Changes the feeling, doesn't it? Y-E-T. I haven't done it. Boom, period. I haven't done it yet. Period. Or ... ellipsis with a period. Why not? Can you do it today? I think it's great to do decluttering. I'm probably going to do some donating today, or at least accumulating more stuff, because my husband doesn't know this yet, but we're going to be decluttering in the basement today. We're going to declutter our basement. We have very little things, but we went down yesterday to just kind of give it a round. But you can do it today. Can you do it today, Niche B8? I don't know what you got going on, but you could do it. Okay, Erin, remember when I was telling you? I'm sorry, I'm catching up here. The basement is something I see daily, but don't reclutter. Continued positive enforcement. Yeah. So notice, I'd say pick a spot that you can keep decluttered as a reminder of how good it feels. I love that. You, lady, thank you for helping these people. Yeah, pick a spot that you can keep decluttered as a reminder of how good it feels. You're right. Because there are so many places in our lives, the kitchen, the bathroom, that we live in, that we kind of clutter up with surface clutter a lot. So that's always one that's going to be a little up, a little down. But when you can walk in, like that's true, like this living room, you know, we sit in it sometimes when we're watching TV or we have friends over. Now that the sun is coming, I've got like dust all over the place. But it is nice to walk into a space that's decluttered and go, it feels nice in here. Yeah, that you look in a room and you say, I don't need to do anything in here except enjoy myself, or in my case, dust. But even the dust, whatever, you know. So thank you, Erin. Thank you for helping other people, you know. Now, I will say this, speaking of other people, coffee in hand, let's go. Okay, I've got my teacup, you know. Yes, he's a good egg. Okay, I have them in my entryway and haven't put them in my car. Notice the baby steps. You had the things, and then you put them in a bag or a box. And then you put the bag or box in the entryway, and now the entryway goes to the car. And then the car goes to the donation place. And then it gets out of your car, and you go, woohoo! And you give yourself a Liz Lemon high five. Okay? Now, this is interesting. Now, okay, yeah. Amy, I love this insight. Sometimes it's unsettling. Notice that feeling. I'm unsettled. I'm not feeling settled. It's unsettling knowing out of sight spaces are unorganized. You know what you just hit? Remember we were talking about surface clutter? You, my dear, have just, you know, bing, bing, bing. Do, 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 do. Super Mario Brothers. That was supposed to be the Super Mario Brothers theme. Can you totally tell I'm from Boston because I said Mario? You just got to the second level. Stored clutter. Out of sight spaces that are unorganized or cluttered. These are the ones that I like to say. Write this down, people. Write the book. Stored. Things in drawers and behind doors. So think about it. Anything in a drawer or a door behind a door is stored clutter. So yeah, you know, you have x-ray specs. You have x-ray specs. You can know when that door is shut if the stuff behind that in that cabinet is organized or not. That's the next level of clutter. Now, Evie says, my grandmother would say the room feels colder when you clean out stuff. I feel it too. It's more airy. Now, is colder bad or good? It depends on what you live in. But notice your grandmother had a certain thought that made her feel a feeling about clutter, and she handed down that thought to you. You can decide if you want to keep that thing that she handed down to you or not. Okay? There we go. Now, I love it. June says, I feel good about decluttering for sure. I kept in mind, do I need all these things? And usually the answer is no, because you will keep the things you definitely need. As I said yesterday, and I will repeat it, decluttering is an abundance problem. You are so lucky to have too much. There are people who don't have enough, and you have enough, and then you have more than enough. Enough is enough is enough. Can't go on. I think that was Barbara Streisand. Barbara, listen to me. Yeah. So PX Williams 01 says, I have stored clutter. Yeah, many of us do. Many of us do. I'm looking around. Yep. But you know what the neat thing is I can look over there to that mid-century thing that I have, and I see 2 drawers, and I know what's in there, and I know what's in there, and it feels just right to me. So even when I look at stuff, so notice, surface stuff is the things you can see the surface of. Even the stuff behind it feels good. Now, me, mentally, right now, I am in the living room. Below me is the basement, and I know that this area of the basement below here is got some stuff that needs to be organized and decluttered and put away or made decisions made on. Okay, so I know the feeling of that. So I can do something. All right. Sorry, you guys. I am also my own admin here, so I hope you didn't see a bunch of stupid things. There we go. Niche B, I need to see your page today. Can't wait to check you out. Your video followed. Okay, Niche B, this also may help you, and it may help a few people here. I have a free mailing list. You can sign up for it by going to destinationdecluttered.com. I say this because people on my mailing list get a couple of cool things free. I love to give away free things, but not clutter. I like to let you know when my TikTok lives are, so there is a schedule you can look at for there. I like to help you once a month. We do a group Zoom call that only happens with the people on the mailing list, and this month we're doing a declutter party where we all sign up on Zoom, and then we all go declutter something in our house, and then we come back and we get a little bit of encouragement and community with that. Okay? There's also a monthly habit tracker if you want to let that down. I think that's about it. Oh, and you get first dibs on when I have space available in my schedule for coaching. Okay? So just a few more resources for you if this is something you like. Just Let Me Be says, what's the best way to organize all the things? I always think all the things I have in random boxes in the closet. Number one thing, unrandomize them. Unrandomize that. What does it mean? Categorize them. Categories. Put them in categories. Play matchy-matchy. Play concentration. Hey, here's some gloves. Do I have any other gloves? Yeah, I'm going to make a pile of gloves. Oh, here's some shoes. I'm going to put my shoes over there. Categorize your stuff so it's not random anymore. Okay? So notice this. And you can do that, and it's going to be easier to deal with your stuff when you know how much of a certain category you have. Yeah, and Coach K is noticing, my problem is sometimes I can't take care of my surface clutter until I get the stored clutter out. Yeah, because you have no place to store the stuff. That's why it's on the surface. So start there then. When you come up with a piece of clutter, notice where your stored clutter is you're storing stuff you're not using. There we go. Evie is saying, I would love to get my house down to where I had it when I first moved in. That's the best feeling. Cool. Cool. You know what you just did? You just defined your destination. Destination decluttered. Evie, you are driving towards that feeling that you had in your house when you first moved in. So think about how that felt, how it looked, what did you have in the house, and also, you guys, quantities of items. How much did you have in your house? Now, my husband and I have lived in this house 20 years, so boy, how do we have more stuff than we did when we moved in. But I will tell you this too, we have substantially less than we did within the past 10 years because we started to declutter. Now we are at that just right feeling, but I also will tell you that if we moved somewhere else, a lot of this stuff would not probably go with us, or we may bring it initially, but we may not add it because our lives change. Okay? But notice what you want, Evie, or Evie, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing it. Drive towards what you want. All right? So Jacqueline says, I get confused on clothes. I always think I'll wear it again. So make a pile, make a section of wherever you keep your clothes and say, these are the things I think I'm going to wear. And then, I don't want to say force yourself to wear them. Play a game. Say, I can't wear any of my regular clothes until I wear one of these outfits. For the next month, I'm going to wear nothing but these clothes that I think I'm going to wear. See how that works out. If because there's deeper really reasons why you're not wearing them. They probably might be scratchy, they're uncomfortable, they don't fit on either side of the spectrum. Decluttering takes thought and time. But the investment of your time and your thought in decluttering results in a life that feels good. That you only have clothes you wear and you feel good in. That your house looks nice and organized and cheerful and delightful and makes you happy. So invest your time and thought in your decluttering and you will get the benefit from it. You know? Good morning, Carla Jane. Nice to see you. Yeah. Boop. I'm going to do this again. And I'm going to do that again. There we go. So funny how many bots there are in the world. Yeah. There we go. I love it. Jamie says, I eliminated a lot of drawers in my decluttering journey. What else am I doing here? Doop. I'm blocking people. Just so you know what I'm doing? I am decluttering my TikTok comments of things that I don't want it. Yeah. Barbara Streisand and Donna Summer, you are so right. You are so right. There we go. Judy, you know what? Maybe in the future I will have you do that. So yeah. Isn't it funny how people just come in and just want you to do things? Nah. Nope. Boop-a-dibba. Scroll on. There we go. All right. Damn it, Donna. Good morning. It cracks me up every time I say that. You know? Uh-huh. Yeah. Number 258 says, how did your wear every t-shirt I owned before I donated go last summer? I think it went really well. It did. I realized that I can't fit into some of them, that some of them were scratchy. Some of them I liked. So I saved them. Other ones I saved, and I will say this, I don't like to pretend I'm something I'm not. I also have a very small amount of t-shirts downstairs that they are definitely more sentimental items. Yeah, see, I even decluttered the bots. Thank you, you guys. You know what? I will look in the future for that. It's only recently. It's only post-election that I've even had to deal with that. So, yeah, and I've been decluttering social media, friends. So thank you, guys. See, we're good people. We're going to help each other out. So thank you with that. But yes, I did do that myself. I said I can't wear t-shirts until what I did was I had my clean ones in one drawer, and then I would wear them. Then they would go into the laundry. Then when they were clean, I put them in a different drawer because I have space in my drawers, hubba, in the drawers of my bureau to do that. So it worked out really well. That's why I encourage you to do it. You know, so just notice the things because you can also, you guys, don't be surprised if you're saving t-shirts for sentimental reasons, not for clothing reasons. That's okay to do that, but just notice that you're not, if you're saving a t-shirt for sentimental reasons, don't store it with the clothing that's actually doing the job of covering your body. Unless you wear that t-shirt. Notice the difference. Notice the difference. It's okay. I got my Smiths t-shirt. What else do I have? My Echo and the Bunnymen t-shirts. I've got a few more. I don't even know which ones I can think of. I made one for Patty Smythe one that said I'm the warrior, so I have my version of that. I've got a handful of ones that tell stories about me. Yeah, concert tees. Yeah, you can make a blanket. Yeah, and here's the thing. Silver Fox and Soul Wanderer make a blanket. I am not crafty in the least. However, I did send, I think, 16 of my t-shirts and 16 of my husband's out and to Project Repat, and somebody made the quilt for me. I use that as a nice little lap blanket when we're sitting on the couch watching TV, or we're outside on the patio and it's a little bit thing. So yes, you can do things with that. Yeah, and don't be guilty. Guilt is not a word that we're going to deal with here. You know what? You have collected. How's that sounding better? I'm totally guilty of hoarding t-shirts? No. How about this? I have collected t-shirts that mean something to me. You know? I have collected things that mean something to me. They remind me of who I used to be. They are souvenirs of a time in my life. You know? I sent them, Carla Jane, it's a company called Project Repat. like repatriate, I guess. I think they initially were helping veterans. You can Google it, and I will tell you this. I waited till there was like a 40% coupon. There probably is one. It really, if I wasn't, I could yell at my husband and be like, bring me one of them blankets, whatever. But yeah, it really helped. I still have some t-shirts, but you know what? I'll figure out what to do with them. All sorts of stuff. I love it. Jennifer Burgess found $20 under a crock. Yes, decluttering can be a treasure hunt. Decluttering can be a treasure hunt. Yeah, okay, user 8274. My sister's kids were in high school marching band. 8 years worth of t-shirts and hoodies. Yeah, so what are you going to do with them? I know that she worked at a place once, or she had her own shop, where they made like little throw pillows and stuff. You can take a picture of them. You can donate them. I mean, the neat thing about the high school things is there may be people who are just starting out who are in the marching band who wants to wear those things to like the home games and stuff like that. You could donate them knowing that somebody in your local area will want something from that band, But this is also, honestly, knowing that it was such a challenge and such a time-consuming thing to figure out what to do with those things that I purchased years ago. Nowadays, I am so mindful and demure about what I buy because I know at a certain point down the line, I'm going to have to make a decision of what I do with it. Yeah. Silver Fox has dance costumes for my daughter, thinking daycares or children's hospital. Sure, reach out to them, see if they want them. You can post the t-shirts on the Nextdoor app. Yeah, there's all sorts of wonderful, fun, connecting ways that you can remove what no longer serves you from your life and help somebody else. As opposed to hoarding it all and somebody else who could really use a t-shirt doesn't get a t-shirt, So, yeah, there are really neat things. And thank you, user 3001. My green wall is fabulous. I love it too. We have a room that's orange. We have a room that's yellow. I love color. Okay? Yeah. And depending, Anne McGraw is saying, I heard nursing homes need clothes. It depends on where you live, but reach out to the places that you think might benefit from your stuff and ask them if they want it. There are wonderful ways to get rid of what you don't want and help other people in the same way while you're helping yourself. This isn't an either or. This is where my brain goes to conjunction junction. You can help yourself and help somebody else. You can help yourself by removing what's dragging you down in your life that's not making you feel good. You can remove that and you can help somebody else with those items. Yeah, donate it. It will reach somebody who needs it. Yeah, and also, honestly, I think of this too. Like, I think of things as a process. Also, slowing down your rate of consumption, not consumption like, like the influenza of 1918. Consuming goods, buying things. When you slow that down, you're sending a message to people who are making those things that maybe they will make fewer things, and then we can reuse a lot of what we have. But there are people in the world, there are people in the world who make a lot of money selling you stuff. Now, I sell my coaching, but it doesn't take up room, and it does, to me, change your life for the rest of your life. So I feel good about charging money for my coaching or just giving it away for free right now. But notice that there are companies and people who make a shit ton of money, pardon my French, selling you items that you may not need, that you may be good with what you have. That is a really cool feeling. I am good with what I have. Now I just want to maintain this feeling of good. I went from having too much and being heavy and weighed down, but I have combed through my stuff. And now I'm feeling good about what I want. Could I go another 10% less? Probably. Do I want to? Maybe. Do I have to? No. And feeling just right means I'm not out buying stuff. The only time I go out shopping is to replenish items that have, like shampoo and toilet paper and stuff like that, or, the grocery store. I rarely buy the amount of items that come into my house has dramatically decreased. And you already have what you need. You already have what you need. You just have too much of certain things, too many of certain things. Now, alrighty. Silver Fox says, I've collected flower vases and love them all, but I envision them in a dumpster when I'm gone. Okay, you know what? Everything on the frickin' planet is going to be in a dumpster at some point. I hate to say it, but I mean, think about archaeological digs. Silver Fox, do you want your house to feel like a dumpster now with all the flower vases? You can decide. What I want to offer to you is there are people out there who are looking for vases. I went down to my local florist and said, hey, I've got this vase that somebody got flowers from you with this vase. She then gave the flowers to me. I don't need the vase. Would you like it back? And she was like, this would be great because then I can offer a floral arrangement to somebody else at a discount because I didn't have to buy this vase again. So we all will end up under the dirt. Our bodies are going to die and decompose. Hanging on to stuff right now is not going to stop that, and it's just going to make your time on the planet when you're alive less comfortable and more blah. Now, Connie is suggesting donate clothes to a hospital that is a psych unit because patients end up there and they need clean clothes. So what a wonderful idea. Notice these things, you guys. We are a hive mind of good ideas that we're sharing from our experiences, you know? So notice these things. Now, Farm Girl says, my biggest problem is seasonal because I love to decorate. There ain't nothing wrong with that. You know? There ain't nothing wrong with that. But notice the quantity of items you have. Do you enjoy it? If you enjoy it, it's not clutter. Then it's not your biggest problem. But notice when you go to decorate this holiday season, take a look at your stuff and say, what do I want to do this year? Do I want to use all of this? Or have I changed since last year? And the answer may be yes, and I don't want as much. I have really whittled down the amount of holiday decor I have. I used to love going and looking for it. Now I go past all of those ornaments and stuff at World Market, and if I was still in that zone, I'd be like, oh my God, but I find it overwhelming now. I am cool with what I have. I am cool with what I have, and I will maybe incrementally add things, but man, and it's like quality versus quantity. Quality versus quantity. It's like letting people into your life. It's like deciding what food you put in your body. The ornaments you put on your tree. The items you allow into your home. You're like the bouncer at the door. You don't have to let everything into your house. Much like I don't need to let everybody into the comment section of my TikToks. Right? Well, there we go. Silver Fox says, they look pretty good, but I will get rid of half of them. Like the forest idea. Now, not all florists do that, but it can't hurt to make a couple of phone calls and try. You know? Yeah. Yeah, and I love it. And when we do, we won't care. Neither do my parents. I'm so thankful to have learned that. Yeah. Getting cremated, ashes in the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I don't want my nieces and nephews to feel responsible for maintaining my headstone. All right. Just let me be. How can I use closet shelf more efficiently? I have more than 3 feet to the ceiling. I'd love your input. Yeah, you know what? I will always start with, I am team declutter. There are people who can maximize the efficiency of your space. I say, see what you need to store and decrease that and then go to maximizing your space. Okay? Yeah. All right. What do we got? We got like 6 minutes left. What do you have going on today? Today is Saturday, November 9th, and this is usually a day where people's schedules are different from Monday through Friday. The weekends are usually where people say, oh, I couldn't do all of that during the week, but man, I'm going to, as I like to say, kick the world's ass on the weekend. Now, I heartily encourage you to do that, but I would be a disingenuous decluttering life coach if I didn't say also, please have some fun today. Okay? Damn it, Donna's doing laundry. I got some laundry. I'm going to spend some time in my basement. And, not or, and I'm going to walk around and I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to treat myself kindly because none of us know what's going to happen tomorrow. You know? And I say this in a make every day count. You know? There we go. Amanda's going through your surface clutter and appreciate the guidance. But you know what, Amanda? Look at what you've done so far. you have your surfaces look better. They look different and better than they did even a half an hour ago. Okay? So congratulate yourself on that. And decluttering will take a while. It will, but it's the pace that you declutter is going to make you feel good while you're doing it. And also you have fewer regrets about unthoughtfully pitching something that later you wished you had. Okay? There we go. Winda M says, I am halfway done. Love it. You went from here to halfway with my worst cluttered room. I want to get closer to done with it today. Closer to done. Yes. So just keep on doing it. And no matter what you do, Wendy, you're going to get closer to done. You know, damn it, Donna's going to watch the Martha Stewart movie. I love it. Ivy is treating yourself kindly. I'm going to unblock that. See, it's so funny. Yeah. And I have a book to read for my book club this week. I'm going to read that. I'm going to do some laundry. Going to take a walk. Going to do some yoga. Going to hang out with my husband. We're going to declutter the basement a little bit. We're going to eat some good food. You know, Farm Girl's having a wine and charcuterie party tonight. You know, closer to done. Closer I am to fine. You know. There we go. Coaching first 4th grade soccer team made it to the championship. Decluttering born after. Yes. Please take the time to declutter. Decluttering is like getting skunks out of your house. Get the stuff out of your house that smells it up. And also have a good time. Don't lock yourself in your house and say, you can't leave until you get this done. You know? There we go. Amanda says, today is a me day from my house. Tomorrow I am cleaning someone else's house. And I'm good at that. Yeah. There we go. I love it. Coach K says, thank you. I put you on my Echo Dot and cleaned out my fridge. There we go. And there, I love it. Farm Girl is saying, and the reason I can have the charcuterie party is because I've been decluttering thanks to Beth. Well, thank you very much. I raise my tea mug to you and raise my wine glass to you, okay? But yes, notice how decluttering can make your life feel better. You know? Notice that. And there we go. I got a repair person coming in, says Vivian, to come over before noon. Makes me get in gear and get things in order. You know? Creating a flow. Yep, it's all good, people. It is. And I just want to start with you. Yeah, K Mama says downsizing our home from 4,000 Street to 1,100. Can't wait to get rid of all the heavy stuff. Yep. There we go. Hey, Laura, that is a big dent. Laura says, I took 2 big boxes to Habitat for Humanity. Not a big dent. It is a big dent, and it is a start. You know? I love it. Barbara just says, I just threw out a plastic thing I was tempted to keep. See, notice what happens when you treat yourself better. When you quiet down the backseat drivers and you listen to the voice in you that maybe has a wacky Boston accent temporarily, but you've got this voice in you that is full of love and encouragement and creativity. And did I say love? I'm going to say love again because it really is just love. Creativity, possibility, encouragement, curiosity. When you start to speak to yourself with those words, as opposed to judgment and shame and guilt and hate and fear, look at the wonderful things you're doing. You know, Kay Mama's got 30 boxes going to the Big Brother, Big Sister. Kimberly's organizing 40 boxes of Christmas. I had 9 Christmas trees, just threw out 8. Yeah, we have 2 Christmas trees down the basement, and we're taking one of them today to the Habitat for Humanity because I want somebody else to have that because we only use one. You know, so look at all the good stuff you are doing. Look at how it feels when you are encouraging as opposed to discouraging. That you are sharing your knowledge and you realize, you guys, we are all in this together. And every one of us is affecting every other one. Okay? So good stuff. Good stuff, people. Carla Jane, I love that you're coming on here and cheering for people because you and I coach together and you're such a champion of this because you know that there are things you can struggle with, you know? How do I do the ornaments, says Kimberly? Listen to your heart. There are ones that have sentimental memories. Put them in a pile. Then there's ones that maybe just fillers, you know, the plain balls. You put those in a pile. And then you decide which ones you want. Do you get rid of all of them? Probably not. Do you get rid of some of them? Maybe. But even just allowing yourself to look at what you have and make a decision about what you want, and then maybe you do decide to keep every one of them. That's okay. But it's better to look at the stuff and say, yes, I still want this, than to avoid it. No, I did this. I'll show it when it gets more towards Christmas time. I saved a lot of my sentimental ornaments, and I made a giant wreath of them. It's one crafty thing I think my husband and I did. Now when we have a Christmas tree, we just put some plain old balls on it. Balls, you know? Yeah, my son said this paper has already been here so long, the tree already grew back. Carla Jane, you have a great weekend too. You have got this. Okay, I do too. Alrighty. Jacqueline, what I want to offer to you is there's a video. Jacqueline is asking, how do you start a huge closet of clothes? I'm walking there and get overwhelmed. Two things. Calm down your nervous system. There's a video for that right at the top of my TikTok page. And chunk it down into categories. Do not try to do it all. Pick a category of clothing and just start with that. Okay? I'm going to sign off. I'm going to have a good day. And those of you who are on the Destination Decluttered mailing list know when I'm going to show up for my next TikTok Live. Those of you who want to know when I'm going to show up for my next TikTok Lives, sign up for the mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join, and you'll know when that is. Yep, and I have videos on YouTube also, okay? I truly hope this helped you, okay? I hope this helped. I'm here for you. Help yourself, help each other, okay? Boop, I never get this button right.